First, let's look at the programming process in both V28 and the latest version. The process is very similar. We're going to right-click on our feature and open our CAM wizards. The big difference is in the amount of functionality you get with the latest version. In version 28, you can only enter the stock information. In the latest version, the system automatically understands the stock from the model, so you don't have to enter that information anymore. Now, as you can see in version 28, when we come into the groove area, you have to manage that manually. In the latest version, the system allows you to remove the primary or secondary undercut automatically. You can also select where you want to constrain the stock, either to a specific geometry or custom stock. In this case, we'll program directly from the stock. You also have the ability to extend your toolpath if necessary, and you can apply an angle if required. Next, we move on to roughing and finishing. In version 28, you'll use cycles, because there isn't much of a difference between cycles and separate moves. In the latest version, there's a big difference when you use separate moves, giving you more control over the process. When we move to tooling, everything will feel pretty familiar, but again, there's a lot more information available in the latest version. You can show your tool holder visually to make sure you avoid collisions, and you can even create your own custom holder. On the next page, you can choose between standard cutting or offset cutting. Offset cutting follows the profile of the final part and keeps better engagement with the cutter. If you have a neutral cutter, you can even use zigzag movements to reduce retractions. We activate collision detection, and now you can also choose to include the tool holder when checking for collisions. On the next page, you'll notice even more functionality. You can activate an overlap to avoid marks on the part. You can control whether corners are sharp or rounded. In this case, we'll choose round corners for a better surface finish. You also have the ability to use chip break. This lets you insert small retractions based on either the length of cut or cutting time to help clear chips and protect your tool. One of the most important improvements is the ability to trim to stock. If you have custom stock shapes, the system will only cut within the stock boundaries automatically. You'll find lead-in and lead-out settings just like before, but now you can control feed rates separately. You can have different feed rates for the entry, the cut itself, and even for your rapid movements, converting them to feed moves if needed. In the finishing process, you can choose continuous cutting or alternate cutting. Alternating means you're always using the best part of the tool by exiting and re-entering from the top when needed. There's also a new MDI option where you can insert G-code blocks or pre-programmed sections directly into your code, great for more advanced users. As you can see, the biggest differences are in the functionality and the quality of the final part. You'll get a toolpath that follows the shape, avoids grooves, rounds the corners, controls feed rates at entry and exit, extends if necessary, adapts to stock automatically, and even applies small retractions to manage chip removal. With the latest version of BobCAD-CAM, you get more power, greater control, and even better results, all while working in a system that's familiar and easy to transition into. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to explore more or see how these new tools can take your workflow to the next level, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy programming!